Hello everyone, I'm here with the chapter from Biology igcse. The chapter name is Organisms and Environment. So to start, the first topic is ecology or ecosystems. Just consider yourself if you are in the classroom. Who will be with you in the classroom? There will be teachers, there will be your friends, and there will be tables, chairs, and your stationery. So all the living things present in that classroom are your biotic factors, and all the non-living things present there are the abiotic factors. The interaction of biotic factor with the abiotic factor is ecology. The study is called ecology. Now, consider this ecosystem, that is a pond ecosystem. In the pond, you will see that there is a frog, there is fish, and there are ducks, and different. And in non-living things, you will see water, sand, gravels, etc. So, the same species, there you can see only one frog here, so the population of frog here is 1. Same species means population. And the population of duck here is 1 2 3. The population of fish here is 2. So the same species means the population, and different species, different populations living together is called community, and the place where they are living is called the habitat. So I'll just repeat this. The place where the organism live is the habitat. The same species within the habitat is called population. Many populations living together in the ecosystem are called community. So, and the role of each species, the role of each organism in the habitat is called its niche. NICHE, niche. And like for example, if we talk about frog, what is the role of frog here? Frog will swim in the water. Frog releases ammonia in the water. It disturbs the sand and gravels present, and it also lays eggs in the water. So this is the niche of the frog. Now, energy flow. What is energy flow? See, energy is basically carbon that is coming from the sun, and this carbon, the energy that is coming from the sun, is taken by plants through photosynthesis. And when plants are eaten by some insect, that energy from the sun is transferred to grasshopper. See, there was sun, the energy from the sun went to the plant through photosynthesis. Now this plant was eaten by the grasshopper, so the energy is now transferred to the grasshopper. Now this grasshopper was eaten by a bird, and now the energy is transferred to the bird. But at each level, we should always remember that there is certain loss of energy. Why is there loss of energy? Because they are carrying on their own processes, and through that energy is lost. Now there's food chain. What is food chain? Chain is actually the same as energy flow. So there is sun. The energy from the sun is going to the grass, and the grass is eaten by mouse. So now the energy from the sun is in the mouse. The mouse was eaten by a snake, and now the energy is transferred to the snake. The snake is eaten by the hawk, and now the energy ultimately that was coming from the sun is now in hawk. When this is one food chain, when two or more food chains are interlinked, they become food web. Here you will see that there are so many food chains. One food chain is the straight one going here, that the grass, the energy present in the grass is going to rabbit, and then the rabbit was eaten by hawk, so the energy is transferred to hawk. The energy in the grass is transferred to mouse here, and the mouse can be eaten by snake, or the mouse can be eaten directly by hawk. So, and the snake will be eaten by hawk. So the energy will be transferred from the grass here to hawk. Same thing is happening here, that the grasshopper will eat the grass, and the energy will be gone to the grasshopper. And this grasshopper The energy from the grasshopper will be transferred to the lizard, and the lizard will be eaten by a hawk, and the energy is now in the hawk. So what is the difference between a food chain and a food web? That food chain is just one chain that shows the energy flow. And when we interlink many energy or many food chains, we get food web. Now we have producers and consumers. Producer, as the name suggests, that they are producing something. And what is the something? It is food. Producers are the organisms that produces food, which means we are talking about plants. Here we have grass. And what are consumers? That consume food. They are not making the food, they are just consuming the food. Consumer are of three types: primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer. Primary consumer will eat the producers, which means they are herbivore. Secondary consumers will eat primary consumers, which means that they are carnivore but they eat herbivores. And tertiary consumers will eat secondary consumers, which means that they are carnivore and they are eating carnivores. Now, pyramids of numbers and pyramids of biomass. This is two types of pyramids, but you can see the difference between the shape of each. This one is a pyramid of number and this one is the pyramid of biomass. Here I am representing trees in numbers, insects in numbers, predatory insects in numbers, and birds in numbers. So I'll explain this. There are 200 trees and they are enough for 150,000 insects, which means these many insects can be easily fed on these 200 trees. And these insects can be eaten by 120 predatory insects. Now these 120 predatory insects are enough for 5 birds to eat. So here we will see that 200 lesser number, then we have insects that is a bigger number, predatory insects but they are lesser number, and there are at the top only 5 birds. So this makes the shape of this pyramid. But when I change the number to the mass, the pyramids take the triangular shape.